Hi, everyone. I'm going to hang out like this for just a moment as we wait for people to find it on the page. I'm going to go find it as well, and then I'll put my camera on. Sometimes it hides on us, so we have to go find it. Let's see here. Oh, it popped right up right away. That's so unusual, considering last week it was difficult. Find it. Oh, let me turn that down. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so my comments are up. So if you're out there, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, though I heard myself, so I think it's working. And I'll put the camera on in just half a second here while I get myself. Hi, Marty. Hi, Peter. All right, so here we go. Let me close this here. And I'll put that on. Hi, everyone. So welcome to Live with Janome. It's our first look at the new Artistic Digitizer V2. And I know it caused a flurry of comments over the weekend. And I think we're settling down and we're going to take a little look at it today. I'm not going to discuss pricing or any of that. That's all coming. It'll come from all of our distributors. We are a global page. Even though we're run by the USA, I try to keep pricing off the page so that, all the different markets are different, and it just causes a bit of angst on that part. So we won't be discussing pricing here or on the page, but I do want to mention maybe one or two things. If you are in the group that you might be noticing when you open your software, there's a little pop-up that says you get a free update to V2. It's based on the level. So if you're a junior, you'll get a junior V2. If you're full, you'll get a full V2. And that's just based on those that have activated after the first of the year up until now. So there'll be more information coming out as we go along. So keep calm about everything. And let's just take a look and see what's out there. I'm really excited about this. I've had to keep quiet for quite a while. It's been in the works, and I saw some of it early on, and then as it got built up a little bit more. So when we were finally able to announce it, I was really overjoyed that we could do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the software up. Let me see what's happening over here. Everybody looks good and can hear me. I'm crossing my fingers because, I think the last 3 times I went live, something was going wrong. So anyways, let me get this out of the way here as well. All right, let me put the software up and we'll take a look at it. I am showing the full version. I do have... let me see. I do have a comparison sheet. The couple of things I'm going to show today are only in the full version. Let me see. There's one. Maybe there's one other thing. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to double check here. Yeah, that's only in the first. All right. So the things I'm showing today. Oh, one of the things is in the junior program, and I'll mention that. And so I'll have one thing for junior, and the rest will be for the full program. There's not as many changes with the junior program. There's a few things, but not as many. The big things are in the full program. And oh my gosh, I am so excited to show it to you. So without further ado, let me jump over there. What I'm going to do over the next 4 weeks is cover parts of the new update. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it all today. I did 2 of those yesterday for our dealers, but today I just want to jump in and show you the top of the top and where to find information and some things like that, and show you how I've played with it. Peter Barrett is on. He sent me some things, so I'm going to share some of the things that he had. He gave me a great idea, so I have to give him props for that. That's wonderful. I don't have my samples stitched out to show. I was in the process of that and then got waylaid with some other things, but those will be coming. You'll be able to see those as we go along. All right, so let me put up the software here. There we go. And let me make sure it goes up. All right, so but I got to make sure, I think my volume, my microphone is off here. So nope, I think it's on. I think we're on, but you can't see the software. Oh, there we go. All right, so the software is up. And can everybody hear me with the software up? Because sometimes just give me a thumbs up or two if you can hear me now that you can see the software. Because sometimes my microphone doesn't change over to the other page. So I want to make sure I'm on. I must be. Oh, okay, there are those. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to close a couple of these little extra windows that I don't need up. Okay, so this part hasn't really changed that much. This looks the same as it did before. What has changed though is over here where the tutorials are. The tutorials are all now made in-house with our developer, and they're beautifully done. So you'll be able to go through. These are off. We can even add to them a lot easier than we had before because they are not just in the program, they're held off of the program as well. And at the very top, this part here is really neat. You know, they've been posting projects for us to do since we started really with the software, maybe the second or third year into COVID. They started posting projects for us. So they're going to post when they do a crafting project, I think those projects will be put in here, or they'll make a new category of those projects. So you'll be able to find those projects a lot easier. Right now, Facebook is doing some strange things, and they are deleting, any of our videos that have been there over 30 days. I think some of the ones on the AD page are still there. Some have gone away. I'm slowly moving them over to my YouTube channel. It's a hard process. It does not go easily. So I will be trying to get those over there. And you do have to remember, those were the first ones. And, a lot of those were an hour long. And I know they're snooze fests. So you can page through them, use your little cursor there and get right through them. And I see all these lovely names. Thank you everyone for joining me. It's really nice to be able to show you this. All right, so let me close this. And I'm just gonna come up here to help. And I did post this on our Facebook page. This is the manual right here. It's the printable manual. And the neat thing is you can download the PDF that I posted, and when you open this, it does stay on my PC. It stays open. I don't know here on my Mac if it'll stay open. It stays open in the task menu for me, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. But down here on page 22, it shows the new features right here. So you can go to our Janome Artistic Digitizer Facebook page. You can find this manual and the junior manual, so you can see what the changes are. And then when you have it open, you can click on here and it'll go to the page just like that, and it will explain that part of it. Okay, so it gives you all of this information here. Okay, so I really like the way they've done this now. It's a lot easier for the search. I was one who liked to use the search feature at the top of the, let's see if I can close this now that it's open. Is it in here? No. Oh, there we go. I could have left it down there in that little microphone. All right, so before we had to, not we had to, but I really like to use, instead of the printable help, I like to use the help topics and the searching. So that's, that is a big change. And for me, I like running to me, it explains it. I like the way the manual shows it. You can still do help topics and searching that way as well. And down here, you can check for your updates. And this is what I always recommend, that you come in here and register your software. This helps if your software should crash, you should lose your computer, get a new computer, you didn't log out, any of those things. This is the way Janome knows that that software belongs to you. So make sure you're doing that within the software. And if you have it on two or more computers, go in and register it. Make sure it's registered on all of those that you use it on. Of course, you can use it on many computers. You can load it on many computers. You can only use it at one at a time. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to bring up this picture here. And when it comes up, you can see right here our new item. So when you bring in a graphic, you have those choices of auto digitize, cross stitch, photo stitch, paint stitch, and of course our new sketch. And this picture is a webcam picture that I took of myself. And I wanted to mention that I think I forgot a couple times that that I took a web picture. So you can use your webcam and take pictures and bring it right into the program. So my question here is, Cheryl is asking, waiting to get the upgrade, looking forward to the new features. And if you're looking for full 1.7 up to a V2, those will be coming in. If you are a junior person, you can purchase the V 1.7, and when you install that and activate it, you'll get the V2 with that. All right. And if you're purchasing straight out, you can purchase a 1.7 full version, and that will update at this point to a version 2. So that's how that would work. But they are coming. I think they're on a ship coming that way. So they should be, I'm not sure when. I can never tell when. So I'm going to click on Sketch, and I'm going to, no, actually, I'm going to click on Sketch. That's our new one. And then I'm going to just click OK. And there's the first look at Sketch. This is like a charcoal drawing. And when you select your drawing over here, you'll see we have a new properties menu. They've changed it a little bit. When there's only a fill for this, so when there's an outline, you'll get an outline down here. You can toggle between them. And we do have the color manager. This is where you'll do your colors. And I'll do a whole thing on the color manager, so you'll see how that all works, because there's some fun features within that. So over here, one of the things I can do is I can not just have it in black, I can use it in shades of gray. So I can either use my little slider. This is the new thing, the slider. So I can slide over, and you want to stay, I think, between like 4 to 7. I'm going to just type in 4 there. Between 4 and 7 shades when you're working with it, because a lot of the different palettes, they don't have a huge range of colors. And this one is working with Janome, the Janome palette right here. So once I do that, I can work with my brightness, and of course the slider is here, so I can bring the brightness way up, which washes it out, or I could bring it down here into a negative number, and I get a lot more lines, a lot of detail in there, or I can go up a little bit somewhere in here. I can work with the contrast in the same way. So I can use the more contrast like that. It'd be very dark. I can kind of slide it down, and there we go. And this was a change for those people working with touch screens and things like that, tablets and things. So you can move it, the slider that way. We also have Sketch Brush, which changes the way the stitch is. And sometimes that will give you a little cleanup of some of the lines in there as we go through. So you can you have some new thing to change in here along with that. You can change your density, your stitch length. You can have smoothing in there as well. So all of those things affect what you're doing with your picture. Now, that's not just all you can do with your picture. One of the things they've added, and I'm going to come up here first and change my hoop here to the square one. One of the things they changed is we have a new feature, and this is in the junior version as well. We do have now up under your sewing machine in the drop down, we have fit to hoop. Now fit to hoop works with a lot of things, not just this. And this works with paint stitch, with photo stitch, with cross stitch. Remember before we couldn't really enlarge those. We had a certain size that they would come in, and there it is. It went to full size. Notice when it went to full size, it picked up the little dots in that container that's on my shelf behind me. Let me undo this so you can see that. We'll go back. You can't see them here. It's picked up that, so we'll go back and look at fit to hoop again. There we go. Isn't that nice? You can all be clapping. I can hear you all the way from here. I can hear the clapping. All right, so that works with our paint stitch, as I said, photo stitch, and the cross stitch, and also with the sketch as you have in here. We also now can do this. We can rotate like that. So if we wanted to rotate, we can. I'm outside the bounds of our hoop, but if I wanted to squish it down so I'm not outside the bounds, I could do that. So let's see, I think, oh, I still have one little piece out. So let me move this over. There we go. So we don't have that pink behind there. You can rotate, you can even skew like this. It's kind of fun. So now we really have a lot of shaping that we can do with our bitmaps that we bring in. I'm going to close this one and I'm not going to save it, but I want to show you some things that you can do with those options. So let me go back to my welcome page because I have it right here. Not only can you bring this in, I'm going to bring it in as a paint stitch and show you a little exercise of something that you can do that's really creative and fun. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way first. All right, so there I am. I brought myself in as a paint stitch because you know I love paint stitch. And then I can select it over here. I could make changes to it, of course, right over here if I wanted to. But I'm going to show you how to create something. I'm going to use a couple different tools all in one exercise so we can cover a few things at once. So it'll make time go by, hopefully not too fast, but fast enough. So I'm going to take this. One of the things we can do is we can bring a shape in and we can put it on top of, I have to figure out which ones on my Mac I have to touch here. There we go. Now I haven't gone in and changed my default color of my shapes in my outline right now, so they're white and black, but I will be going in and doing that as I go along. So we can bring in a shape, and when we lay a shape on top of our paint stitch or our sketch, it will reduce what's underneath there. So if you're layering things on top, it will take those away so you don't have that bulk brought up, okay? And there's ways to clip this away so you have a big hole in something if you want. There's ways to do that, and I'm going to show you that as we go along. But we do have this new thing. Now I made a circle, but I could have made a different shape and use the same feature, or one of the other ways to cut this. We have a new feature down here called Add as Clipping Region. And look at that. Beautiful. I don't have to take it out and bring it back in as a GIF. I don't have to do any of that. All of those things that I've mentioned will clip like this. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to take my piece here and I'm going to turn it into artwork. And then I'm going to select it and duplicate it. All right. So I have two over here. And then I'm going to go get on, I think it's on my welcome page, this little moon face. Now Peter sent me this idea and it's a stellar idea. I love it. So here's my moon face. I'm going to copy that and then bring it over here. Now I want you to notice the name up here. It says O2 Sketch. That is something new. Junior has it as well. If you've saved something with a name, when you open it up, even the moon face has its name there. It doesn't open as new anymore. It opens as the original name to it. So that's nice. I know people had asked about that. I'm going to click paste up here and I'm going to bring my moon face down here. I think I need to make it smaller like this. I don't know if that's too small. It's just about right. Let's go up a little bit. And then I'm going to rotate it because I think his little face needs to hug up against me like this. Me and the moon, we have a thing going on. And let's make this come down a little bit. And maybe this come in just a little. There we go. All right, so I have my moon face in here. I need to go up a little bit. We'll do it like that. I want to make sure I don't have these little extra hanger-oners. All right, now that it's here, I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to shaping, you know, my favorite shaping tool, and I'm going to go to trim. Then look over here in our sequence menu. Look what's happened. I had 2 copies, so it cut and left me one side of my clipping and the other side. So I can play with those now. I can delete my moon face. I don't need that. But this one here, maybe I want this to be a sketch. So I'm going to put it in a sketch. I'm going to select this one, and maybe this one is going to be, I'm clicking the little arrows here. This is going to be paint stitch. And now I have this really cool thing where I'm looking out of, my sketch is looking out through the paint stitch, or the paint stitch is trying to blend with me. This, I think, is really cool. Yes, you can remove, yes, you can, there's times you can remove the background. I could switch it. Did you see what I did, Joanna? I took away some of the, on my paint stitch. So you can remove things in there as well now. So again, I could select my sketch here, and I could play with the different things. I could, you know, give it some shades if I wanted to, and I could tweak this any way I want. I can change colors in here using my color manager. A lot of different things I can do. All right, so we're gonna leave that like this for just a moment. I'm going to show you one more thing I want to add to this. So what I'm going to do is use my shapes tool again, and I'm going to draw a circle again. I could have kept that first circle and maybe saved a part of it, but I'm going to select it. I'm going to delete the inside because I don't need it. I'm going to work with just that outer part, and I'm just going to make this fit around here a little bit. I might need to like bring one side in just a tad, like that. I could have done maybe auto border on there as well if I wanted to, but just so you can see, you can move these things in. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take that. That's an outline. You can see now my properties up here. The fill has closed, outline has opened up. I'm going to turn this into a satin serial. I'm going to make the width a little bit wider so I can use my little slider here. There we go. I might even go just a tad more. That is kind of wide, I know. But when I do that, if you have a sharp eye, you can see down here, I have something called random. All right, let me show you what random does. I'm going to click right here, and then I'm going to use this slider, and I'm going to zoom in. Maybe you guys didn't see what's on the edge there. Look at that. I have random stitches now on the edge of my satin serial. And I have an option down here. I can have it symmetric, side A, side B, or both, like that. And I could have it symmetric if I needed it symmetric. Pretty cool. So I'm going to put it on side A. I can also change the density of this, the compensation underlay. I still have all of those options here for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to copy paste it, and I'm going to change my auto to manual. And while my copy is selected, I'm going to go over here, and I think that's what I want to do. I always do this in the backwards way. So I want to make one of those yellow, but I made both of them. I made both of them yellow. So let's do it this way. I'm going to go to my fill, my outline, and I'm going to select, and then I'm going to come in here and see if I can get one of those to be red. There we go. So I have them layered in there now. And you see that? So this is where I might want to work with the density of this. And so this one of them has less density than the other so they can show through. But what I like to say after I do this, don't I look hot now? All right, you guys can all clap. Hi, Nancy. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, so isn't that fun? This is random stitches. This is a new feature for our satin serial and our satin stitches. So when we want to do, if you noticed on our welcome page here in the videos, there is one that says textured fill and outline bear shape. So check that video out. That's where you'll find out more information on that. So this is really a fun thing to do, of working with your the pieces of the shape that I cut. I mean, I could go in here and I could make this a cross stitch if I want, or photo stitch like that. That's kind of cool. How many of us, I don't always like photo stitch, but that looks kind of neat there. I could change it to a cross stitch. I don't know if there's enough color in it for cross stitch. There we go. So just with a click, I can work back and forth and get all these different options. All right. So I want to show you, I'm going to close these because I know this stretches my computer when I'm streaming at the same time. I don't need to save this because I'm okay with that. But I want to bring in, I want to actually bring in Posy here. And I'm going to turn Posy into a sketch and show you how to do something fun with Posy. We're going to open Posy as a sketch, and I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to change this to the 4 or maybe 5. There we go. I could play with this a little bit more, but because we have limited time sometimes, I'm going to come over here and choose my digitize outline shape. And then I'm just going to go around here trying to isolate Posy as best I can and quickly like this. So I can isolate Posy. I could do the same in paint stitch as well. If I wanted to isolate, someone asked about removing the background, you could isolate there as well, and shape. Then I'm going to come over here and select that, edit nodes, and I'm going to grab these 2 nodes. I'm going to grab these 2 nodes, right click, and oh, why are they? Oh, because I have an extra one in there, just these 2. There we go, and join nodes. Then I'm going to select that and my piece. I'm going to right click, and I have shaping, and I'm going to do trim. Now trim took away the inside and left the hole. If I go back and I do shaping and intersect, let me get that, shaping and intersect, I have a Posy head right here. And I could come up here and delete that back part and just end the outline because I don't need it. And then I have Posy head. Isn't that cute? I'm going to go ahead and change my hoop really quick to this one. I'm going to select Posy. Oops. I'm going to make Posy just a little bit smaller. I'm going to put Posy over here just a bit like that. I'm going to come over here to my rectangular array, and I'm going to fill this with little Posy heads. So I just need 3 across. I could have used the large hoop as well, and then we'll do maybe 4 down. Let's see what that gives us. There we go. I can bring Posy in a little closer because we're outside the hoop here. And then on here, I can make Posy look in different directions. I'm going to actually move it up just a bit to keep it in there. Once I have it there, I can apply it. And now I have some really cute Posy fabric. So I can put this on a, yes, I'm layering, yeah. So I can put this on a canvas tote bag on one side, and I can go get cheddar head and put cheddar head on the other side and make them some grocery bags, grocery shopping bags for their groceries. All right, so I showed you random stitches. I showed you the array, fit to hoop, resize, the clipping region. If I go back here, I can actually go back to edit nodes, and I can play with the nodes around Posy. If I need to reshape Posy in any way, I can do that just by moving my nodes. So we have our node editor working as well in this area. The last thing I want to show you is smooth nodes. And maybe we could use Posy here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to close this so it doesn't, we don't need to save it. I have one saved. I'm going to come in here and open this draw file here. Hopefully, there we go. You guys are so quiet. Are you liking this first look? And there it is. Okay, let's go in here. So say I was editing this flower and I clicked on a section of this and I ungroup it so I can get just a piece of it like that. And then I click on edit nodes. Let's see if it's going to give it to me. Oh, it's thinking. Oh, there it is. Okay. So look at all those nodes. If I had to edit all those nodes, it takes a while to do that. So I can come in here and I can select the nodes like up in here. Let's see if I can get my selector working. Yeah, this is a big piece. I think this might be challenging today. Let's see if it, oh, are we going to close? Is that what's going to happen? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I have those selected. I'm going to right click on them. I'm going to make them smooth nodes. And then I can come over here and I have a node smoother. Okay. So once I stop spinning, I can click in here and it will reduce those nodes down. Now I'm having a little issue today because I'm streaming and this piece is, there it is. So you can see how it dropped down in nodes. There's not as many nodes there. I could expand that and go in and remove some more. So if you have a long line of nodes and you want to remove them, you can select them, make them smooth nodes, click the smooth node. You have different levels in here of your smoothing. So I think that's really cool. I think it's going to help. There's other things with digitizing that we can do. I'm going to show those on one of our next ones. I'm going to close this because it's bogging things down on me. So that's one of the things you can do. Let me show you before we close because it is, we've got a little time. I'll show you two more things. This here is what Peter sent me. This is really cool. I'm going to change the grid here so we don't see it, and I'm going to rotate that hoop so that it's more in the hoop. There we go. All right, so this piece, Peter applied a puzzle on top of it. I can scroll in and show you can kind of see the pieces. So you can pull the pieces out like this, and some days I feel like this, that I'm coming apart like that. Or if you wanted to delete something, you could delete one or two of these and, not that one, maybe over here. You could delete them. Let me bring this one back in. I'll delete it, then we can have the white behind it. So see how you can cut it into multiple pieces? If I wanted to, I could select different parts of this. Again, go in here. I could make it sketch. Some parts are going to be better because there's more stuff in them. Maybe I want to make it photo stitch. So I could go through and really make an interesting piece of artwork. And I'm going to play around with this some more because I think this whole, look how that is when you set it back. This one here, I think I would make that, maybe not sketch. There isn't enough in there. Maybe cross stitch has a bit in there. So you could use multimedia in this picture itself and really go to town and make a lot of changes. So I'm excited about this, and I know you guys will be very excited about this. I want to show you one thing that I made, and because I love paint stitch so much, Look at this. Now we can just layer, I could lay my letters on top of there, my font, and I could cut away behind the letters, and then I could come in and trim around the edges too with a line or whatever I like. I can also, instead of having the letters there, I can have the letters filled with paint stitch. So I'm not sure if I have that one. Let me see. Maybe it's on the front page here because I used it just a little bit ago, maybe. No, it's not on this one. Okay. We can look in my browser. Maybe it's under here. No, I think it's on my other computer, and that's the problem. I had to merge everything over to here. Oh, here it is. Let me show you. Look at that. So you can do the intersect and have the letters filled or have an opening using one of the fonts. So quite fun. I'm going to go back to the camera and let's see here. So this is our first look. Next week, I'm going to look at some other things that's new in here that you're going to be excited about as well. So each week I'll be adding a few things to it so we don't get overwhelmed. I don't overwhelm myself. Between now and then, some of us, maybe Peter will be posting some, and we can post anything that the software does. You don't have to wait for me to show the first look. Let's just, start posting our things. People who have played with it. Why don't you post things that you've done with it, and we can have a really good time with that. So I think that's going to be fun. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this. And this one actually goes out onto YouTube, so you can watch it again over there. It won't go off of our page for a while yet, but all of our videos in the past 2 years, I think, have been posting to YouTube, so you'll find them over there as well. All right, under the Janome YouTube channel. All right, let me see if there were any questions as we go around here. Slider adjustment is really neat. I love that. Removing background, yes, you can. There we go. And Peter is very, very creative with what he comes up with. Sometimes he just blows my mind too, because sometimes I'm in a little box, and so I need a little nudge to get out of there. So he does that. And some of you do that too. You guys out there are so, so creative. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. I think this is my Friday instead of, it's usually Thursday, but it is Thursday, but I usually, I don't have to do anything tomorrow. So I'm heading out. We are doing the amazing maze out in, I think it's Ronks, PA, and we'll be wandering through the maze, which is really fun. My husband and I have been doing it since it started. Kids don't like to go anymore. So we just go ourselves. We haven't missed a year yet. I think we're year 26, maybe 27. But it's really a fun day, and the weather's perfect tomorrow. All right, everyone. You have a great day. If you are on the edge thinking about the update, keep watching so you can see what's in there. Take a look at the manual so you can see what's happening with that. You can move to the pages as I showed you in the top of this. All right, everyone. Have a great day, and thank you for joining me. Hope to see you again soon.